Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about all of the hidden features on the BMW E46 3 Series. And right there behind me I have my 2002 BMW E46 Touring. Now I just want to point out that I'm only really going to be covering the features that are kind of useful and that serve a purpose as such. I'm not going to be getting down to every little feature that really you don't need to know. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Now, I just want to point out, because this is the BMW E46 Touring, there are some features on this which are slightly different to the sedan or the convertible, so just bear that in mind. Now, the first set of features we're going to be talking about are to do with the key itself. Now, with this being a BMW E46, we have a physical key blade, also known as the diamond key, and believe it or not, there's actually quite a lot of features on this thing that some people are still not aware of to this day. So let's go over all of the features that this key has then. So obviously we can do the basic stuff like unlocking the car with the button at the top. We can lock it with the BMW symbol in the middle. Very simple stuff. And then if you have a Touring with the tailgate, where it is split into two, so you have the glass section and then you have the tailgate itself, there is a good possibility that you may have coded to your key the ability to pop the glass section open. So if you just press the button at the bottom, so the trunk release button, you can see the glass has popped and we can lift it up. Now, you can also go ahead and press the micro switch on the bottom. That is quite a common failure point on these cars. Basically, water gets in there and shorts this thing out. But if you do have it coded to your key, that's one way that you can get this thing open. So then, that is all of the basic stuff with the key fob. A pretty cool feature that this key fob has, and it's pretty much the same on any modern BMW, to be honest, but the ability to roll down the windows and also a sunroof if you have one. Now, all you need to do on the key fob to roll down the windows is hold down the unlock button. And as you can see, the windows are all rolling down, and if you continue to hold it, the sunroof will open as well, of course, if you have one. And it's also possible to code to this key if you have a convertible to allow the roof to fold down as well. So that's a pretty cool feature. And you can do the exact opposite to this, whether that is roll up the windows, close the sunroof, or close your roof on a convertible just by holding down the lock button, so the BMW symbol in the middle. Now, you can actually also do these functions by inserting the key blade into the driver's door lock itself. So all you need to do is insert the key and then hold it in the unlock position when the doors are unlocked, of course. Just hold it in the unlock position, and as you can see, just the same, windows are rolling down. And then just the same, hold it in the lock position, the windows will roll back up. So those are some of the features that you are pretty much guaranteed to have coded to your key. A couple of other features are, if you have power fold mirrors, you may have those fold in and fold out when you hold down the lock button or the unlock button. Another feature you may have is coded to your key, and that is if you hold down the trunk release button for around 10 to 15 seconds or so, you may hear an alarm sound, and that is the panic button essentially. Now, if you don't have this on your key, this is something that you can code in at a later date. Okay, so that is all of the useful features on the key itself. Let's move on to the interior and check out some more hidden features. So then, the next hidden feature is particularly useful if you, say, are going to look at BMW E46 to buy, and this is a cluster test to essentially test all of the lights on your combi, your cluster, to make sure that they are working correctly. So all you need to do to perform the test then is insert the key into the ignition and just turn it to position 1. and you should see your oil service light turn on. And then once you see your mileage, all you need to do is hold down this button here until you see test 1, and then what you want to do is keep pressing it until you get to test 19, and then you press it once and again to test 2, and then once more, and then here is the cluster test. As you can see, all of the needles are doing a sweep, and you can see that all of the lights are working correctly. The next couple of hidden features I'm going to show you then is with the glove box. Now, if you take a look at the glove box, there is actually a lock on it. So, if you take your key, you can actually lock the glove box itself. And of course, unlock it as well. That's a nice little feature. And then if we take a look on the inside of the glove box, you can see you should have this thing here. Now if you're wondering what this is, no, it's not a taser. It is in fact a little torch, which is very, very handy. You know, if you have broke down somewhere and it is pitch black and you have no lighting in your car, very, very handy thing to have. And the good thing about this as well, it requires no batteries. This thing just charges in your glove box. You can see it just plugs in there, has little connectors on, and as long as the car is running, this thing will charge. So essentially this should never ever die. You know, this is like 18 years old now and it still works perfect. So yeah, nice little feature this is. I just wish they still had this on newer BMWs as well. Another feature then, and this is not hidden by any means, but for whatever reason people seem to not use it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the key in the ignition on. We'll switch the ignition on, and it is the auto climate control. So unless you have a very, very basic spec BMW E46, there is a chance that you will have the auto climate control. If you do and it works, please use it. Now, for those of you who don't know how climate control works, you know, automatic climate control, as long as you set the temperature to whatever you want, so in my case I've set it to 19 degrees Celsius, the temperature inside of the car should stay to 19 degrees Celsius. I see way too many people, when they jump in their car, say it's a cold morning, maybe their windows are steamed up, they'll jump in the car, they'll put the temperature to the maximum, and then they'll go ahead and put their fan on the maximum as well, and maybe put it on their windscreen. And this really is a waste of time. Not only are you just drawing heat away from the engine, which is needed to get the engine up to operating temperature as fast as possible, you are also at that point only blowing cold air inside of your car. Now essentially how auto climate control works is it will give you hot air or cold air, if you set it to cold, if there is hot or cold air available. Now if there is not, then it won't give you it. You'll notice that if your car is cold, if you start it first thing and you have it set to a warmer temperature than maybe what the ambient temperature is outside, then you'll notice that the fan speed is on low. But as the engine gets to operating temperature, the fan speed will increase to push more air through into the cabin. And so if you want your cabin warm and you want your window demisted, just put it on auto and set it to the temperature that you want it. You're not going to, you know, get the car heated up any quicker by putting the fan speed up to maximum and putting the heat up to maximum. All that's going to do is make the windows fog up, and then you're going to have to put the temperature back down again, and yeah, it's just, you're just going to be wasting your time essentially. And like I said, taking the heat away from the engine that is needed to reach operating temperature. So please, please, please use auto climate control if you have it. It's a great feature to have, especially on a car that is the best part of 20 years old. Now then, the next hidden feature is just down here. This is the traction control button essentially. Now ASC, I don't really know what ASC stands for, but let's take a look. Autistic spectrum condition. Yeah, I don't think it's that. That makes sense. Automatic stability control. So essentially this is our traction control. Now there are kind of two stages to this. If you go ahead and press this once, you will see we have a triangle in the middle there. That means that the traction control is kind of half deactivated. Now to turn this fully off, you actually need to hold it down. And if we take a look here, if I release the handbrake, you can see we have another light here. If you see both of these illuminated, essentially traction is now fully off. Now it's a good little feature to be able to disable the traction control completely. I've actually done a 0 to 60, and the difference between having traction on and traction fully off was 2 seconds. So yeah, there is a good chance that you will actually be able to launch faster with traction control fully off. The next feature then, and this again really isn't a hidden feature, it's kind of right in front of you. It is just this BC button here on the indicator stalk. So essentially when you press this, you just cycle through your menus on your combi here. So as standard, I like to have mine on the temperature. As you can see, it's flashing at me right now because it's below 3 degrees. But we also have our MPG, our miles left, that is our range. We also have average miles per hour, and then the time as well. So if you're wondering how to view any of these, all you need to do is cycle through the menu using this button just here on the stalk. Another cool little feature then, and this is when you go over 5 miles per hour, your doors lock automatically. Now this is just set from factory. You can actually change this. You can change the speed in which your doors lock at, or you can just disable it completely. But I would not recommend that. I think it's a good little feature, you know, to have your doors lock when you pull away. It just, you know, essentially prevents you from being carjacked. Another cool feature that not many people are aware of then is the parking lights. So if you say are parked up at the side of the road, you can actually just flick the indicator stalk into the right or the left position, and one of your tail lights will actually stay illuminated even without your key in the ignition, even, you know, with your car completely locked. One of the tail lights will actually stay illuminated depending on which position it's in, for as long as your battery has enough charge for you to start the car. So I'll take you outside and let me show you what I mean. So as you can see, the stalk is in the left position at the moment. And if we take a look outside, we can see that the left tail light is illuminated and the right one isn't. And then obviously we can do the same for the right as well. So we'll stick this to the right. And now the right tail light is illuminated. Now not only do the tail lights stay illuminated, also the headlights stay illuminated as well, depending on which side you have the indicator flicked to, of course. Now the final hidden feature, and this really should not be a hidden feature, but I only found it myself the other day, and this is with the headrests. So as you would expect with a headrest, with any headrest, it is adjustable. You know, you can put it up and down. All you need to do is push in this button on the side here, this little tab, then you just need to push it up to the height that you want it. But not only does the headrest go up and down, it also tilts forwards and backwards as well. Now let me show you what I mean. So obviously we can move the headrest up and down. It just catches on the notches on the headrest itself, but if we push in this button, you can also tilt the headrest forwards and backwards. I don't really know why you'd want it tilted forwards, but yeah, if you do have a headrest and it is tilted in the forward position, then all you need to do is push in the button and you can tilt it back in the correct position. Yeah, nice little added bonus feature for you there. Okay then guys, this has been some of the hidden features on the BMW E46 3 Series. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please remember to give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, because I've got a lot more videos like this to come on the way, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!